Good evening. With the latest from the Dove Newsroom, I'm Demi DeSoto. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, Donald Trump is not giving up on his claims of media bias and a large-scale conspiracy by the establishment to keep him from the White House. Trump says he used to be on the other side of the media and he knows how it works. At a town hall recently in Florida, he reaffirmed his belief and encouraged people to pay attention to the social media more than the mainstream media.
The fact that the Washington establishment has tried so hard to stop our campaign is only more proof that our campaign represents the kind of change that only arrives once in a lifetime, and it's true.
With more releases from WikiLeaks and how the Veritas reports have come out, Trump urges Americans to pay attention to the evidence in front of them about his opponent. He says that any other American would be on trial in America. Well, the new Oregon employment forecast for the region continues to be promising as the hospitality and tourism season taper off in the report. At the same time, the region shows the beginning of ramping up of retail in preparation for the holiday season. Oregon Employment Department economist Guy Tower says that the tourism losses in the Rogue Valley are cyclical and growth is replaced back with school and growth in the job areas there in other areas.
Seasonal trends going on. So this time of year, we're picking up those local education jobs that weren't there during June, July, and August. So the biggest bump in employment is from the local education. That's really what's driving our 1,200 job increase in Jackson County for the most part.
Over the past year, Medford MSA area gained 3,500 payroll jobs, a growth rate of 4.3%. The largest came in the private education, health services, leisure and hospitality, and manufacturing areas. Well, how much would you be willing to spend to take your old dad out to the ball game and see a beloved team in the World Series? Well, how about $20,000? That's even without hot dogs or peanuts. One lifelong Chicago Cubs fan did that for tonight's game. He budgeted his whole life because he knew this time would come, and he plunked down that $20,000 to take his dad to the park to watch their Cubbies take on the Indians.
I paid $20,000 total. In my mind, years ago, I set to take my father to the World Series as the goal, and kind of told myself if we ever made it, just a shot in the dark, that prices for decent seats would be around 10 grand each. Turns out I was right.
Well, tonight the Cleveland Indians will play their first World Series game in 2 decades, sharing baseball's brightest spotlight with the Cubs. And with that, they'll be what many people consider to be the most offensive images in sports. Chief Wahoo. We'll see how that goes. All right, let's take a look at our regional weather forecast. As we do, we'll start off with Northern California and some showers tonight with a low of 47, getting up to 64 tomorrow with some sun coming in, some rain coming back on Thursday, and a high of 55. As we look at the Klamath Basin, rain off and on. In between that, some sunshine with a high of 55 on Wednesday, 52 on Thursday. As we look at the Oregon coast, rain kind of throughout the period. See overnight lows around the mid-50s, over the daytime high around the mid-60s, lowering to 61 on Thursday. For the Central Oregon area, rain off and on, clouds off and on, and temperatures right around the mid-40s at night, up around 64 on Wednesday, dropping to 54 on Thursday. For the Portland area, rain pretty much throughout the period. Daytime highs around 60, overnight lows around the 50-degree mark or so, varying a little bit. And for Southern Oregon, we'll look at some rain and showers coming up our way, 70 on Wednesday, 58 on Thursday. That's the latest from the Dove Newsroom. Join us every weekday morning for Mornings on the Dove at 6 a.m. right here on Dove TV.